Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking an ancient, science-backed framework to help you conquer procrastination and finally stop avoiding those really hard tasks. I'm incredibly excited you're joining me because we are going to systematically dismantle that invisible wall sitting right between you and getting your most important work done. We'll start in 5 minutes. Oh man, we all know this familiar internal lie, right? It sounds so innocent and perfectly reasonable in the moment. But as we've all experienced firsthand, this tiny little promise to ourselves usually serves as the ultimate gateway to absolute distraction. Well, let's dive right into this highly relatable and, okay, maybe slightly embarrassing avoidance behavior your brain absolutely loves to do instead of real work. Suddenly it's 2 a.m., you're eating cold pizza, and you've somehow spent 47 minutes researching why pigeons bob their heads when they walk. We always end up telling ourselves that we're just incredibly lazy, but as the science shows, that's actually a massive misconception. And this gets right to the core issue. You aren't lazy. Seriously, you're not. Your brain is simply acting like it's dodging lions out in the wild. The myth we all carry around is that we're inherently lazy and broken. But the truth? Your brain is just a massive comfort junkie doing exactly what it was evolutionarily designed to do, which is dodge anything uncomfortable, hard, or unfamiliar. To actually fix this, we're going to explore a 5-step blueprint known as the lotus method. We'll start with the truth about your brain, then move through catching the scam, flowing instead of fighting, practicing daily stillness, taking one slice action, and finally, trusting the bloom. All right, let's kick things off with section 1, the truth about your brain, survival versus growth. We first have to establish exactly why your brain treats things like writing an essay or building a business like a literal life or death threat. Because until we understand the biological hardware running the show, we can't possibly hope to hack it. You see, the very biological mechanism that kept us alive is exactly what holds us back today. In the ancient world, comfort equaled survival. Your brain evolved to keep you safe from starvation and predators, so it naturally views any hard, energy-draining task as a threat. But in the modern world, comfort just keeps you perfectly average. Your brain is literally sounding a fire alarm saying, nope, let's chill, over perfectly safe things like studying or paying bills. Moving right along to step 1, catch the scam, and how to build your awareness. The very first actual step in the Lotus method is building the awareness you need to catch your brain red-handed pulling a scam. You have to learn how to turn the invisible, sneaky machinations of your mind into something visible that you can actually confront. The Buddhists perfectly captured this invisible chaos with the concept of the monkey mind, a restless brain jumping from thought to thought, avoiding discomfort like it's physically allergic to effort. The Lotus method starts right here. It's about pausing, noticing when your brain pulls a stunt, and simply saying to yourself, nice try, brain, I see exactly what you're doing. So here's the absolutely crucial point. Simply naming your mental avoidance actually activates the logical prefrontal cortex, completely stripping power away from the reactive part of your brain. Your amygdala is the emotional, reactive side that's driving all that procrastination. By consciously labeling what you are doing, saying, okay, this is avoidance, you immediately shift power back over to the prefrontal cortex, your logical decision-making center. Without this awareness, you're essentially trying to play chess blindfolded against a grandmaster who constantly cheats. That brings us to step 2, flow, don't fight, which is all about handling resistance. Okay, once you've actually caught the scam, the absolute worst thing you can do is try to muscle your way through it with sheer willpower. Eastern philosophers like Lao Tzu taught that we must stop fighting the current. Instead of forcefully burning yourself out after 2 minutes, you need to flow with your brain's natural tendencies. Most people try to force their way through resistance, which, let's be real, is like pushing a car uphill with square wheels. Instead of shouting at yourself that you have to finish a massive project today, which instantly triggers your brain's threat radar, you have to totally change your approach to swim with the river. The trick to pulling this off is beautifully simple, just 10 minutes. By using the gateway task rule and committing to just 10 short minutes, you slip right under the amygdala's threat radar and trigger a momentum-building dopamine release. You just make that first step ridiculously easy. Tell yourself you're just going to open the document and write the title. Your brain will think, oh, okay, this is fine, we can survive this. And once you start, the dopamine hits and you just keep going. Now for step 3, daily stillness, where we let the mud settle. Think about it like this. Imagine trying to cut wood with a violently shaking chainsaw. That is literally your brain without moments of stillness. In our modern age, we are just constantly overloaded with noise, digital notifications, and endless to-do lists. But just 5 to 10 minutes of daily stillness literally changes your brain chemistry to make hard tasks feel entirely solvable. Ancient monks used zazen, or sitting meditation, to let the mud in the mind settle. And there are profound neurological benefits to this practice. It lowers your stress hormone, cortisol. It increases the alpha brainwaves linked to creative problem solving. Over time, you stop viewing work as a threat, and you start seeing it as a puzzle. It doesn't have to be fancy either. Just sit quietly, breathe, put the phone in another room, and simply exist for a few minutes. Next up is Step 4, One Slice Action, focusing on undivided attention. So once we have that mental clarity, we're finally ready for action. This step actually takes inspiration from Shaolin monks who perfect a single punch rather than trying to master every martial art move in one single day. To do this, you must pick one high-impact task and give it 25 to 50 minutes of undivided attention. Why? Because every single time you switch tabs, it drains your brain's precious energy. Our brains have highly limited attentional bandwidth. When you are single-tasking for 25 to 50 minutes with absolutely zero interruptions, you can make 2 hours of deep work feel like 6. And finally, Step 5, Trust the Bloom, embracing patience and growth. Just like the lotus flower pushing its way through the mud, your own personal growth requires patience. This mindset shift is vital because it relies on the compounding interest of consistency, allowing your skills and habits to finally click. Patience drastically reduces decision fatigue and that nasty dopamine burnout that comes from constantly chasing cheap, quick wins. Progress doesn't happen linearly, you know? Nothing happens for a long while, and then suddenly, bam, everything happens at once. Stop trying to yank the flower open. Think of every hard task you accomplish as one single petal opening up. If you take away just one mental snapshot from today, let it be this 5-step cheat sheet, because this is exactly how you stop treating hard things like torture and start leveling up your focus. First, catch the scam using your prefrontal cortex. Second, flow with the 10-minute gateway task. Third, let the mental mud settle with daily stillness. Fourth, give your undivided attention to one slice of action. And finally, be patient with the bloom. Give this process some time, and your brain will absolutely start working for you instead of aggressively fighting against you. Before we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a question to really think about. What is the one hard thing you will tackle today? I want you to pick your hardest task and start planting your lotus right now. Seriously, what is the one thing you've been running away from? Use the awareness you've built today to catch the excuse, commit to just 10 minutes, and dive in. What's holding you back from making today the day everything changes?